Hi, friends. Okay, wait, you have to get in my video. Come on. Hello. Friends, we are hanging out with my now blonde producer. We are hanging out, and today we are going to be talking about getting rich. We're going to talk money, going to answer your questions, and you guys can also ask Grace about how many times she processed her hair to get it to be this color.
It was just twice.
But you had hair that was like my color.
Almost, yeah.
My friends, so excited to see you all. Can everybody tell me where you are watching in from or joining us from? I see Chicago. I see UK, Utah, New Jersey, Colorado, Virginia, Austin. Amazing. Hello, California, Connecticut, LA, Minnesota, Columbia. Oh my gosh. Houston, H-Town Hotties, David from the DMV, Texas, Boston. Amazing. Okay. So, as we are headed into the holidays, I would like to ask you guys some questions, and you will, we will put your questions in the chat. We'll answer them. But talk to me a little bit about how much have you guys spent this holiday season, and how are you feeling about your money? Too much. Yeah, I feel like a lot of, somebody said nothing yet. Somebody said, what money? I'd say a lot less than last year. $20, $300. Somebody said, I'm in the trenches. Honestly, vibe, real.
Me too.
Spent enough, feel calm. Trying not to spend too much. I love that. Now that we are kind of at this point in the year, I feel like a lot of people are in that spend mentality. And then Jan 1, everybody has quite a lot of a money hangover. How do you guys feel like you're feeling about your money? Do you have any questions? How can I help? Let's use the next hour to help you guys feel better about your finances, and be mindful about that spending. I'm waiting for the answers to come in. Ooh, people are saying they're scared to spend. Okay, people, please stop requesting to co-host with me. I did that one time and someone yelled at me. And they were probably naked. Okay, anyway, my friends, I'm seeing a lot of comments that are saying everything feels really expensive. People are feeling uncertain about their money, and they are worried about the stock market. Is that generally right? I feel like that's probably where most people are feeling right now. And I feel like that's valid, because when we feel like we are spending a ton of money, that can feel like that's potential emergency fund going out of the door. People are worried that the cost of things are outpacing their pay. But I would say the market is going to crash. We just don't know when. And unfortunately, there is no crystal ball that is going to tell you when the market is going to crash. We don't know. The thing is, though, at some point it is going to. And if you are in your 20s or 30s, you're probably going to see 5 to 8 big crashes throughout the course of your working lifetime. but that's great. Those are buying opportunities. When you see a sale happening at Sephora, do you run from the sale? I have never seen anybody run from the Sephora sale. I feel like if you are concerned about, yes, somebody said when you say the market, I do mean the stock market. The thing is, most people are worried about the market crashing because they're trying to like bob and weave and get in at the perfect time and like buy and sell, and it's not happening for us. Okay. I'm telling you that right now. As someone who worked on Wall Street, I have seen so many hedge funds go bust because they didn't time it right, because they didn't pick the right investment. And if they, with billions of dollars of research, all of the smartest people on earth, all of the technology at their fingertips, they are not able to call it, not able to get it right, then I don't understand why we as individual people think that we can get it right. Instead, what you should be doing is buying and buying and buying, because being a buy and hold investor is actually the best strategy to make money over time. The easiest thing is actually to dollar cost average. So when the market's up, you buy, you put in a same amount of money into the market, and you buy fewer shares. When the market is down, you put in the same amount of money, you buy more shares, and you are actually able to even out your purchases in the stock market over time. And you will continue to put more in and hold. You're going to hold and hold and hold. Not only is this going to give you access to long-term capital gains so that you're paying fewer taxes, but you'll also have the benefits and properties of time on your side. Time is the best money-making tool. Not money, but time. When your money is in the market for a longer amount of time, it has time to compound, meaning it has time to actually grow on itself. It's the principle of why the magic penny works. And I can explain that in a second. But what we want is just consistency. When everybody else is freaking out, selling, when everybody's freaking out and buying, don't listen to anything. Just continue to follow the path. You don't want to put all of your money into the market and buy in one lump sum. You don't want to sell all of your holdings all at once. No rash decisions. Consistency is what we're looking for. And the best example of this is the magic penny. The magic penny is the idea of when you go and ask someone and you're say, hey, would you rather have a magic penny that creates more magic pennies, and this magic penny doubles, it basically duplicates every single day for 30 days, or would you rather have $1 million? And the best part is most people would choose $1 million, but you're smarter than that. You would choose the magic penny. Why? Because you have a penny. Day 2, you have 2 pennies. Day 3, you got 4. Then you got 8. Then you got 16. Then you got 32, 64, 128, 256. Yes, I was very good at math growing up. Here's the thing. By the time the month is over, you have about $5 million. And that's because that is how compounding works. So for most people who would have chosen the million, they would have actually been worse off. So I think the only thing to do right now, whether you feel good, whether you feel bad, is to continue to stay the course, invest long-term, and plan. Make plans about what you actually want out of your life. Wow, Young Taco has left me so many messages, and it's just one after another. How much money do you have? How much money do you have? How much money do you have? Young Taco, you want to know so bad. I'll tell you, okay? Roughly right now, I would say my net worth is $5 million-ish. I am really, really proud of that. I worked incredibly hard to get there, but that $5 million is not like, oh, I can go to the bank and take out $5 million and spend it on bags and spend it on, whatever. Okay, well, to everybody, just because I answered Young Taco's question does not mean you should be putting your question in 18 times. The thing about the money is that is net worth, meaning that money actually is largely held in retirement accounts, investment portfolios, equity in my home, all of those things. So that all has value, but it's not necessarily liquid cash that I can immediately go and take. That's why most of the secret millionaires next door, the folks who get a corporate job and are responsible and save and invest and end up millionaires and retire and live a happy life, you don't see them bawling out on the yacht. They are normal people. And I think there's joy in that. I don't need to be a billionaire to feel joy in my life. I want to actually build wealth in a way that's so sustainable. Somebody asked, am I full-time working at SoFi? No, the SoFi partnership, where I am their chief of financial empowerment, is an incredible partnership. I am leading an initiative for their generational wealth fund. I am helping them, inspire kind of like their next iteration of content. I'm telling them what my audience really cares about. I'm telling them my audience, like, what the problems are. And they're like, okay, how do we fix these so that people are going to like our platform better? But it's not necessarily, oh, like I have a desk and I go into work every single day. Shout out Hunter. My trainer is in the chat. I see him. And let me see where everybody's asking questions. Somebody asked, what platforms am I streaming on? I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm so glad that people find SoFi to be user friendly. I think that's really, really awesome. Someone said, could a market crash be an opportunity if you have some cash parked for just such an occasion, outside of my insurance fund and after all my bills are paid? So, like, in theory, yes. But when do you know the bottom? You're going to call the bottom? So many economists try to call the bottom. They don't get it right. Maybe you're saving your money for the crash. You get in here and then it continues to crash. Here's my thing. Sure. You can try and time it. You can try and call it. I don't think I'm smart enough to. I don't think I have the resources, the time to even bother. I'm going to keep investing because my plan is to hold all of my investments and only start taking stuff out when I'm ready to retire. While I have you guys, you know what I'm about to do, because some of you probably already got it. My producer is about to punch me in the face if I don't mention that I am releasing my second book, Well Endowed. It is all about mastering your money and the modern economy. I teach you how to buy a home, even if you think you can't afford one, how to buy a car, how to get insurance, how to navigate money in a relationship, how to set your kids up for financial success, how to set up a trust, how to set up a will, how power of attorney works, all of these different things. And I really, really, really would love it if you guys would grab a copy. You can get one at richbffbook.com. Grace, can you write that for the YouTube and just pin it? And the reason why it's called Well Endowed, yes, it is a dick joke, because I'm 12. Let me pin it here for everybody on Instagram too. Basically, this is going to be the next level. My first book, Rich AF, is all about the basics. It's like budgeting, saving, investing, debt pay down. This book is like real money moves. Like, these are the hidden secrets that rich people are using to be better off than you. So what types of mortgages are they getting that they are getting to put down less than 20%? what kind of insurance are they buying so that they can take care of their families? And what strategies are they using so they don't really age out of it? What accounts are they using to set their kids up for financial success? What different types of trusts that they're opening so that they can get access to Medicaid? Yes, Medicaid, which is normally reserved for lower income people. This book will teach you how to do that, how to set your kids up so they can pay fewer taxes. And this is just, I think, going to be such a game changer. The reason why it's called Well Endowed is because it comes from the word endowment. If you actually know what an endowment is a pile of money that helps a corporation or an entity continue to make their mission happen and pursue their goals in the future. And that's why it's so important to have an endowment for your life. You know, the same way that Harvard has an endowment, you should have an endowment for your life so you can live the life that you want. And if you want to learn more, you can grab a copy at richbffbook.com. Or if you are on Instagram, only Instagram, sorry for everybody else, you can just type Well Endowed in the chat and I will send you a link. That way you can grab it after this live is over. And if you want a signed copy, you can just type signed. And for everyone, just so you know, there is a regular book, ebook, audiobook edition. They're all available to you. And the best part is if you grab a copy, oh wait, no, my friends on TikTok, you can't do that. If you type it in the chat, it doesn't actually do anything. You have to go to richbffbook.com. Only on Instagram can you just type Well Endowed in the chat. I'm so sorry. It's a shortcoming on TikTok. It comes out in February, and it is, I truly think, going to change so many people's lives. If you pre-order, because I want to give my pre-order friends a huge freebie, what you can actually do is if you pre-order and you go to richbffbook.com, you can then upload your receipt and I will show you like the things in my estate plan. So the trust and will terms for me, the fact that I'm not giving all of my money to my family. A lot of it's actually going to charity. The fact that I have multiple trusts set up because they're tax advantaged in that way. I talk about how I have certain healthcare directives. Like if I were to get sick or if I were to be unconscious and I wouldn't be able to be resuscitated. There's lots of things that I talk about in the actual pre-orders that I will show you. I'll show you the calculator that you and a boo can use to split rent equitably. There is a calculator that helps you decide whether you should buy or continue renting your home. There is a list of all of the questions you should personally have answered before you build an estate plan, because I don't want you to waste all your money having your attorney hold your hand. So I want you to actually go in and spend as little time as possible and pay as little as possible to get these things done. But if you guys want a copy of this, all you have to do is head to richbffbook.com. Or if you are on Instagram only, I'm sorry, my TikTok and YouTube friends, you can type Well Endowed in the chat and I'll send you a link to pre-order. And if you write signed, you can get a signed copy as well. So I really hope you guys end up loving this. I really do think it'll be such a huge resource for everybody. I really think that this was the 201 finance in my life, not just being able to handle finance in a vacuum, but rather like, how do I get smart with my money and then actually use that money to buy me the life that I want? How can I actually use a good budget, a good saving strategy, a good investment portfolio to then optimize my life so that I can make the important moments count? How can I make sure that my things are like protected? What kind of insurance do I need to actually feel secure at night? How much should I get? What policies are helpful? And it's just a really, really helpful book. I hope so many people, you know, read it. And if you can't afford it, my recommendation is to ask your library to buy it. If I'm being honest, there'll probably be a wait list, but if you can't afford it, I still think you should read it. It's not about making money. I get an advance, so like I do not make money if you guys buy a copy. I just really want you to read it because I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. Okay. While I also have you, somebody asked, is this geared more towards younger readers? I'm in my 40s. Should I take a different path? No. I think it is never too early or never too late to start setting up your life and your financial foundation. I am a huge proponent of doing so. And 40 is great. 40, you are still young and kicking. And I really do think that like yesterday was the best day to start, but the second best day is today. And there's no reason not to. Like, you're not going to cut off your nose to spite your face. Just because you didn't do it earlier doesn't mean you should not do it now. Love that. Somebody asked, I'm 14. Do you have any takeaways I can add to my life? Okay. I hope you are a better 14-year-old than I was. When I was 14, I felt so incredibly deeply insecure. And I think a big part of that was my parents were still in a really, really financially precarious situation. I felt like I couldn't like keep up with the girls at school. I felt like I didn't know who I was or what I wanted to do with my life and who I wanted to be. I just knew that I wanted to be successful. And that was kind of corny, if I'm honest. I think I would be a more well-adjusted person had I built that like actual self-assurance sooner. Because I tried for years to make the cool girls like me, and here's the promise: they don't. They won't. You need to like yourself. And the same girl that was my best friend in high school is still my best girlfriend now. The girls that hee ha-ha'd with me in college were the same girls that were at my wedding. I just feel like I'm very much of the camp that like those people liked me when I didn't have anything to offer them. And I still like them for those reasons now. Yeah. But I really wish I could go back and give 14-year-old Viv a hug because she was fighting a lot of internal demons, and like I had Asian parents that didn't believe in therapy. So we were doing the best we could. Ooh, somebody said, I'm 35 and haven't saved anything. What would be the best thing to start at this age? I would say the first thing you should do is build up your emergency fund. One, it's really easy to actually go into your workplace portal. And I don't know if you are a freelancer or if you're a W-2 employee, but if you're a W-2 employee, you can actually go into your workplace portal and change where your direct deposit is deposited. You can put like 95% of your check into your checking account and then 5% into your savings automatically. So if you have like self-control issues with your money, that can be really helpful. Alternatively, if the real problem is just the fact that like you are not making enough money to feel like you have enough to like do all the things that you want, I would say put yourself in a temporary period of discomfort. It is going to pay off in spades. I'm not someone who's like, you should always have 2 jobs. You should always be side hustling, because that's like lame. I don't ascribe to that. But I do think that having a side hustle temporarily for a goal. So you want to go on a really nice vacation, you might have to side hustle for that. you want to buy a car or lease a car, you might have to side hustle for that. And I think there's no shame in that at all. Ooh, someone said, if I bought your book, where do I upload the receipt for the purchase for the freebies? If you go to richbffbook.com, you see the part at the top where you can buy books, just keep scrolling and there will be a place to upload your receipt. And then once you unlock it, you'll unlock the entire Dropbox with all of those files. Ooh, okay. How is AI going to affect entrepreneurship? I wanted to become an action movie director, but now I'm just settling for going back to school for a safe job in healthcare. Listen, what did Jensen Huang say? He's the CEO of NVIDIA. He's the founder of NVIDIA. That AI is not going to take your job, but somebody who knows how to use it will. I do think that we as a society are still grappling with how to effectively leverage AI in a way that improves our lives, not makes it worse. Like I feel like you've all seen the meme that it's like, I want AI to do my dishes, not for AI to make my art so then I can do my dishes. Like I want to do the fun stuff. And while I do think that going back to school for a safe job in healthcare is great, will you actually feel fulfilled doing that? Like, you can do something that both makes money and fulfills what you want to do. You also just need to make sure that you're doing something that fulfills your aptitude. So I would say really ask yourself that question of like, are you going to end up hating your life if you end up settling for that? But two, if you do want to be an action movie director, are you willing to sacrifice other parts of your life to make that happen? Ooh, someone asked Hoka or Asics. Is it controversial to say on running? That's the type that Greg wears. I still wear Nike sneakers because like I'm old school, lame. Let's see. Any other good questions? Ooh. Someone said, I feel like. Oh no, the Hoka Asics person said, I got the attention I wanted. Thanks. Wait, Grace, do you want to come say hi to everyone now that a lot more people have joined? Grace, come on, say hi. Okay. No, like actually say hi. I am introducing a new character.
I've been introduced before.
This is my producer, Grace. 3 weeks ago, Grace was a brunette.
That is true.
But then blondes had more fun.
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes you just have to bleach your hair multiple times.
Yeah.
To feel alive again.
I love it. I love it. Grace is my producer, and she literally is my right hand. I feel like my life wouldn't run without Grace. Oh, I'm so sorry to the person who said, hi, Grace, I'm 6'8". Grace has a boyfriend.
I'm sorry.
Nah. But somebody asked, yeah, I kept my last name. Why wouldn't I keep my last name? I was born Vivian 2. I am proud to be Vivian 2. I will probably die Vivian 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to even say probably. I will die Vivian 2.
Someone said, are you going to go?
Oh, me? No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. That can't be a team thing. First and foremost, I did not want to deal with the hassle of changing like my passport and my driver's license and all of that nonsense. What? What?
Change my passport.
If you change your last name.
Oh.
Yeah, not if you go blonde. But also just felt like I had worked so hard and built a career for myself as Vivian too. Why should some other family name get credit for that? I am upholding the legacy that is my family name. I'm practical. I talked to my husband about it. He was very cool with it, but he did ask me, he was like, well, if we do have kids, can they have my last name? And I was like, yes, that's fine. But you know, like I don't feel the need to change my last name. I am gonna born, I'm gonna die, Vivian too, and I love that. Do you have any step-by-step videos or books on how to start investing? Just the basics. Lucky for you, I have a video coming out on investing like in 2 weeks, right? Grace can tell you.
Let me pull it up.
Grace has the full calendar.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel really good about that. You'll love it. Let's see what other. Ooh, someone said I'm in my 50s. What are the things in this? I think they meant to say book, but they said work that I can learn from. In this book, in my new book, it comes out in February. Well Endowed is going to teach you how to navigate your finances and understand consumerism. There's so many like mind tricks, Jedi mind tricks that are played on you. That's why like when you think about a pair of boots, they suddenly start following you around the internet for like months. It's really because of a tracking pixel. I would know. I worked in media. I was the one putting the pixel on you. And because I worked on the dark side, I actually understand how this works for consumers. And even though I know exactly like what's going on, I still fall victim. So I would say this book will teach you about consumerism. It'll tell you how to actually use your money for things that you want, like a car, a home, everything, insurance to protect all of it. There will also be a book tour. Yes, someone just asked that. I'm going to teach you how to navigate money with your family. So when weird Uncle Tony asks you for a small business loan, you know how to say no, but also how to like keep the peace at home. You'll be able to navigate money with your friends. You'll be able to navigate money with a partner, how to set up a prenuptial agreement, how to set your kids up for financial success, helping them pay for education, getting them ready for retirement. This will also help you set up an estate plan through trusts that help your kids avoid, going through the court system, through probate. It'll make sure that you are able to hide certain assets and incomes so that you can qualify for certain benefits. Somebody said, move my hand. Okay, you're right. I moved my hand. And also just, it'll talk about power of attorney, how to set it up, how to take care of your parents in their old age so that they can have a good retirement without actually like messing up your retirement. Grace, are you good?
Yeah.
Don't choke. But I think if you guys are interested in learning about the modern economy, how to maximize your money and how to get the life that you want with your money, get a copy of this. You can get it on Amazon, but what you should do is actually go to richbffbook.com, order a copy of the book, and then later down further on that page on richbffbook.com, upload your receipt that you bought, because when you pre-order, I am actually giving away a version that you'll see what's in my trust and will. I'll show you a rent versus buying home calculator, the one we use to determine whether we should buy a home, an estate planning checklist, a wedding planning checklist that I used, a how to split rent with your partner calculator, a how much rent can you afford calculator, all of these different things, even like a couple different tricks that I learned through podcast guests that are actually like psychologists, children psychologists, of how to set your kids up financially for success. There's so many different freebies that you get for pre-ordering. So everybody, please go to richbffbook.com freebies.com to grab a copy. Or if you are on Instagram and Instagram only, I'm sorry for my TikTok and YouTube friends, you can comment well endowed in the chat. It comes in ebook, audiobook, and regular book edition. And if you comment signed on Instagram, you can get a signed copy as well. Ooh, do you recommend getting a prenup for all couples or for those who meet a certain net worth threshold? I think all couples need a prenup. I don't care how much money you have or how much money you don't have. Why would you let the government dictate anything in your relationship? I don't trust the government as far as I can throw them. And I don't care if you're left, right, or center. You probably agree with that statement, right? Like, I do not want the government sticking their nose in my business. And because of that, why would I let them dictate the terms of my relationship? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I want to be the one to sit down with my partner on a sunny day, one where we still like each other, and agree to what is fair. I feel like we should have that discussion in our own house and say, hey, if one of us is staying at home to raise our children, they should be able to get this much in case the marriage dissolves because they're putting their career on hold. Or, hey, we bought this home separately, but we can split it half. Like, I think a prenup is so important, and it would actually save people so much money, because the biggest thing that people actually lose out on when they get divorced is attorney fees. The only winner in a divorce is an attorney. I think it's really important that you have a prenup, no matter what. Grace, my producer, just sent me a note that has me reminding everybody that, oh, somebody said hearing double. Grace, my producer, just reminded me that everybody who has pre-ordered the book, Well Endowed, should go to richbffbook.com and scroll down to submit your receipt. It won't automatically, the pre-order freebies won't automatically get mailed to you. I am the narrator of the audiobook. And yes, like, I will be doing voices. I talk the way I speak. I write the way I speak. It's not fancy language. So I hope it's really easy for you guys to read. Somebody said, how many fake comments do you read in a live? They're not fake comments. They're comments on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Instagram. Heaven forbid I pop around the 3 different platforms, loser. Ooh, someone asked if I'm planning on having kids. Yeah, I think so. Can I tell you, I actually had no plans on getting married or having kids. But when I met my now husband, it felt like my brain chemistry changed. Like, all of a sudden, I could see a different life. And that's when I actually started to consider that. And now that I am married, like, the idea of having a family and having kids is like warm. Things change. Yeah, exactly. I would say I would probably have no more than 2 children. I'm an only child. I loved being an only child. I think that was more of a financial decision on my parents' behalf versus like we only wanted to have one. But my husband is one of 3, and he's like, I don't even know, like, how we would handle that. We wouldn't even have man-on-man coverage. That's a sports reference for all my friends. I'm not really sporty. Do you have any books on estate planning, dealing with rising property taxes post-retirement? Hello, it's me. That's a comment on YouTube for the people who think I'm faking comments. Go outside 3695. Honestly, I should go outside more. But yes, Well Endowed is my book that'll help you with estate planning. Ooh. Someone said that I said that I don't think billionaires should pay taxes. Quite the opposite. I feel like billionaires should pay their fair share of taxes, and they aren't currently. But I don't think it's quite as simple as like, oh, just like raise income taxes on people who are making more money, because like rich people do not just earn income the way like the regular people do. They're getting their money through more investments, or they are taking out loans against their assets. So I think there needs to be a strategy of like, hey, once your net worth hits a certain value, there needs to be kind of like a certain amount of money that needs to be taxed. But it's not quite as simple as like raising income taxes. You can pre-order an audiobook copy. There will be a book tour. All of the book information can be found at richbffbook.com. Once you do pre-order, just scroll down the page a little bit and there's a plus sign, and you can upload your receipt and get a bunch of the freebies I promised. I think the most valuable one will be my commercial terms of my trust and will. So I tell you like what percentage of my like estate is going to charity, how we're divvying up the money, what happens if I go first, if my husband goes first, if we both go. I tell you like all of the medical choices I made, frankly, and why I don't necessarily want to be revived if I'm in a certain state. I talk through all of these different things, and I explain to you because I want you to see a real life example, not like a template on the internet. So that's how you claim your freebies. Go to richbffbook.com. Somebody said your book Rich AF was a manual for financial greatness. What's different with Well Endowed? Rich AF. Wait, somebody said, I don't see that on your website. Where to submit the receipt? richbffbook.com. Scroll down. You will see a plus sign, and you click that to upload your receipt, and then you hit submit, and it gives you a Dropbox link with all of those resources like trust and will, buy versus rent house calculator, rent split calculator, how much rent you can afford, wedding planning checklist, estate planning checklist. That's a big one. There's even like a help your kids with money checklist and like tools, strategies. Let me know if you're having any trouble finding that, but it should be on richbffbook.com.
Which is different from yourrichbff.com.
Correct. Thank you, Grace. My producer is here watching me like a hawk. She doesn't trust me. But the difference between the first and second book is the first book is like the 101. You learn budgeting, saving, investing. But the second book is like, how do you use money as a tool to build the life that you want? I would say this pertains to all ages, but if you are specifically anywhere between 30 and 60, or frankly, even a little younger than that, like 20 and 60, this will be the most helpful for you. Ooh. Let's see, questions. I'm a grandparent and want to open an account for my granddaughter versus buying stuff. What's the best type I should open for her? Oh, I would say talk to her parents and see what would be most helpful for them. And if they have anything like already set up, whether it's a 529 for her education or a custodial Roth IRA for her retirement, perhaps you're going to be able to employ your granddaughter. Sorry, I can't tell. Is your granddaughter like a teen, or is she like child? If your granddaughter is mowing lawns for you and you're paying her, that could be something helpful for those dollars to go into a custodial Roth IRA. It has to be earned income. If you want to just gift money, you could do a UGMA or UTMA. There are so many different accounts that you can utilize, and I talk about all of them in my book, Well Endowed. So there's a lot of different solutions that could be helpful for you. Ooh, do you have any recommendations for ones with special needs? I encourage you to look into two things: a special needs trust and also an ABLE account. Like simply put, there's a lot of obviously like, actual terms that you should look into and see if they make sense for you. But by and large, what these two things do is that they help you make sure that any sort of assets and income set aside specifically for your adult child or sibling with special needs is not counted against them in terms of medical benefits that they may have access to. And it allows them to actually have a little bit of personal financial agency while still perhaps needing some assistance public service wise. But yes, Well Endowed is available as an audiobook. Somebody said that. Plus button, just. Oh, for my friend Holy Purpose on YouTube, can you answer that? Ooh. Is an attorney required to set up a trust? Is it required? Yeah, but like many people can use like a legal Zoom and get 95% of the way there, and that cost is going to be so low. And then you can go to a human attorney and finish the last 5% and have it all be fully set up. But you didn't have to pay them for all of those hours to get 95% of the way there. So I encourage people to do that because that's a savings hack. Yes, you can get a copy on Amazon. If you want a copy of Well Endowed, go to richbffbook.com, or if you are on Instagram and Instagram only, you can type Well Endowed in the chat and I'll send you the link. Someone says, my mind goes somewhere else when you say Well Endowed. It should. This book title is a dick joke because if you actually look at the word endowed, the word endowment, it's literally the definition of an endowment is a large sum of money that a corporation or an entity uses to further their goal and their mission into the future so that it doesn't ever have to end. And when you think about endowments, you oftentimes think about like Harvard has an endowment for their college. Charities have endowments so that they can continue helping, save the pandas or help kids with cancer. An endowment is just money that helps you further your goal. And that's why I want every single person to be well endowed. I want you to have an endowment for your life. Someone said you can't say that word on the internet. What, dick? Oops. I went to Instagram to pre-order a book. Can you give your username just in case? The username is yourrichbff. But you can just find the book at richbffbook.com. Oops. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word dick. Is that bad? Have I said that?
No.
Okay. Oops. Sorry, guys. My favorite chapter in the book is probably the estate planning chapter. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because there's just so many things that rich people do that regular people don't, that like really frustrate me. For example, did you know that 5 years before rich people need more medical support, they will put all of their income, like have their income start paying a qualified income trust, and they will move their assets to what a type of trust that has been nicknamed a Medicaid trust. because they want to make it look like they have no assets and no income. And then, even though they have all that money that can then pay them a monthly stipend and take care of them, they will actually still qualify for Medicaid, and you, the taxpayer, are paying for their medical care. Is that not insane? Did you know that the estate plan tax doesn't kick in until you've transferred $13.99 million to an heir? So if you have your money in a revocable trust, they get to inherit it at a stepped up basis, meaning they basically don't have to pay any taxes on it if they sell it right away after they inherit it from you. My book talks all about this. All about this. Because I think it's frustrating that rich people are doing all the shit and we don't know to do it. I see people going crazy in the comments, like really frustrated. Yeah, it's frustrating. We all need to know these secrets, especially if you're concerned that your family is going to go bankrupt trying to support mom and dad. I think these loopholes should ultimately be closed. But in the meantime, you need to be taking advantage of what financial resources are at your fingertips. Because if you don't, you're going to be in a worse financial position. I teach all about this in my book. Just go to richbffbook.com. If you are on Instagram, you can just type well endowed into the chat. Sorry for my TikTok and YouTube friends. You can't do that. But like on Instagram, if you typed well endowed in the chat, I will send you a link to pre-order this book so you can continue watching the live and we can continue to do questions and you don't have to miss anything. But like, you need to know how to do this. Rich people know that once they hit the $13.99 million cap for when they have to start paying estate taxes, the rest of the money has to go into an irrevocable trust, because then they're passing it down and they don't have to account that as part of their estate. I have 2 trusts. I tell you about it in the pre-order freebies. And the pre-order freebies you can get by going to richbffbook.com. And all you have to do is get a copy of the book, the audiobook, the ebook, the signed copy. You can get whatever copy you want. Then once you purchase it, scroll down on the page, upload the receipt, and I will show you what is in my trust and will. I will show you the estate planning checklist you need to have done before you call an attorney. I will show you the wedding planning checklist I used. I will show you the should you buy or rent a home calculator that my husband built. I can't even take credit for it. My husband built it so that we decided to buy a home. I will show you a calculator that'll determine how much rent you and your boo can afford. To the people who said you bought it directly from, that you went onto Amazon and bought it, that is perfectly fine. Go to richbffbook.com and just upload your Amazon receipt. Any receipt will do. You just have to show that you bought it. I want you guys to get these pre-order freebies. Like, I'm already giving them out. You might as well get them. And I think this book is going to be kind of like the level up. The first book taught you basics, budgeting, saving, investing. This book is going to teach you how to get the life you want, the life you deserve, how to actually take care of your parents, take care of your kids, and make sure that everybody in your generational bloodline is taken care of. Love you guys. Someone said, love you, Viv. Yes, I have signed copies if you order them from Books and Books. It's an indie bookstore in Miami. I love supporting a small local business. And it's easy for me because I live in Miami, so I can go there and sign a bunch of them. Perfect. Somebody said the money printer has been going brrr lately, affecting asset prices with a lot of people putting money into gold due to the devaluing of the dollar. Are ETFs even worth it due to tariffs and inflation? I still think so, because as long as you are investing, you are still going to be able to keep up with that growth, with that inflation. What I don't want you to do is just hold a bunch of cash. Like, your cash should be set aside for an emergency fund. But if you are not like putting any additional dollars into investments, you're going to get left behind. Like, your dollar is just going to be worth less because they are printing money. Wait, someone said they named their daughter Vivian and I was one of the name inspirations. I love the name. I'm so happy. That's such a good classic name. Like, Viv's a good name. It's got good nicknames, easy enough to spell, phonetic. Okay, so my friend said, I pre-ordered the book, but don't see a way to submit. It's only a HarperCollins page. Yes, on the HarperCollins page, like, it's richbffbook.com. You're going to get the first thing and you're going to scroll down and then you're going to hit the plus sign and you're going to upload your receipt. If you really are having problems, just email business@yourrichbff.com and we'll help you. Okay, so I'm coming up on an hour, so I have maybe time for one more question. At what age can kids be added as authorized users on credit cards? That depends on the credit card you have. The credit card company actually makes the limitation. There are certain brands that are like, oh, we won't let you add an authorized user that's under 13, under 15. But some brands actually let you, add people as young as 0, like day 1 of their life. So I would say if you have a credit card brand that's going to let you add a younger child, that if you are a responsible credit user, spending on your credit card, making the full payment every single month on time in full, you should definitely add them sooner rather than later. It just helps to build their credit history for longer. And someone said, link richbffbook.com to grab a copy of my book, Well Endowed. And if you want to get a link and you are on Instagram, you can just comment Well Endowed in the chat. And if you want a signed copy, you can comment signed. But I really appreciate you guys joining me, chatting with me over the last hour. I had a lot of fun. And for folks who asked, do you recommend reading your first book before the second? Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. But I'm not someone who's like, oh, if you already feel you have your finances in a good spot, you need to read the first book. It's a little bit more basic. This is definitely the next level up. But thank you guys so much for joining. For folks who said that they pre-ordered but didn't get the pre-order goodies, you have to go to richbffbook.com and submit your receipt. You have to submit your receipt. If you don't, I can't get the goodies to you. But submit your receipt. We want to give them to you. Just scroll down on the page. There will be a plus sign. You'll see it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I had a lot of fun. Love you guys. Okay. All right, Grace, can you help me?
Yeah.
And ta-da! Grace is back. Well endowed. Don't do that one. Do this one first. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.